What's up guys, the Lexus build continues and we've got more bits to do today. So if you don't know already, we bought a crash damaged car from Copart. It's the first car I've ever bought from Copart to repair myself at home, and we're going through the whole process of fixing all the bits that need to be done so we can get it ready to flip again and sell and hopefully make a profit. If you haven't checked out our previous videos already, you can go back and watch the full build series from the beginning of this car. But we've got some bits in the post now to fit to the Lexus, so let's get into it and unbox those. So here we are, we've got our first package of the day, just a small one this time. Unwrap all the bubble wrap off this, and if you guys can tell already, this is a front badge. Probably the most important part for the car to finish off the look, as you can't even tell what car it is without it on. So this is the most important part to me anyway, but it's nice and easy to fit. It literally just slots into the front grille. Make sure it's clicked in enough and sitting in there, and that is perfect. That finishes off the look, and that is the end of the video today, so that's it. I am joking, we do have more to go on the car as well. We do have a wing mirror just in this box. As you might have seen before, our previous mirror that we did have was cracked, and unfortunately it wasn't just the cover, it did damage just below, as you can see here. Unfortunately, yeah, not just the cover, so we did want to do everything properly. So we just go ahead and start getting this door card off. So there's a little screw just in the side that acts as like a bumper stopper for the door as well. And then you can start prying the door card away from the door, because there will be lots of sort of popping tabs all the way around the base, as well as some hidden screws as well, which you can see me trying to pry off this handle area, when in fact it doesn't actually come off and there's nothing under there. We did figure out eventually that you can remove the window switch controls, and there is also a few other hidden areas as well. So just inside the interior handle, there's a little cover that you can pop away, where there'll be a Phillips screw in there. But yeah, you can just see those popping tabs, clips that sort of just go around the bottom of the door. But just in where the handle is, there'll be a little cover in there. You can pry that away with a little pick and then undo the screw. And then after giving the door another yank, you can feel it's still holding on to something. There is a few more screws just in the base of this sort of handle area as well. So there's a cover to pop away, 2 more screws, which I'll show you guys just here. And then that is it for the door card, and now it can finally come away. So now just removing those last screws, now you can feel as the door card is totally loosened, and it's just a case of popping it up, making sure all those tabs are out, and then just bringing it off. So we do have a few cables attached just for the door handle there, but we're going to try and leave those attached because I really can't be bothered to undo those. So we're just going to sort of sit the door card down and work around it. So we're just going to pop the ignition on, as the screws to get to the wing mirror are sort of inside the door shell, so not on this sort of front bit. So we're going to plug in those window controls again, pop the window down, and then we can have access to our 3 bolts just for the wing mirror as well. So just sliding a tiny ratchet in there is all the space that we have, and we can crack those off, and then we can start to sort of unwind them by hand, as to not try and drop them, because if they do go into this door, I don't know if there's going to be a chance of us getting them back, unfortunately. So we did just about manage with our fingers down there to spin them off and skip ahead a little bit. So we've got the wing mirror loosened off, but all is never as it seems, and this is going to require a bit of a yank with 2 hands. So we've just checked back in with you then. yeah, with a bit of a yank. Thankfully we didn't break anything. That all comes off nice and easily. We've got our old one there, and as you can see, the lower part is cracked, which you can't get a replacement for without a sort of whole unit. So we've got a new one here, so we're going to pop that in, and fingers crossed everything works with it, and then we can go ahead and start piecing everything back together as well. We're just going to pull that connecting wire for the wing mirror through and plug that in, and then we are going to check to see if the mirror works. So we start off by putting our hazard lights on. So we've got our indicator that is working at the moment, which is great, and we're just going to fold the mirrors. That works fine, and we're also going to tilt the mirrors as well so we can adjust them to see out of them, and that all moves as well. So I wanted to do that before we bolt it all back together, because if I didn't check it and it didn't work, then it'll be a lot of hassle to undo everything all again. But we're just going to try our best to maneuver these bolts down in with my hand and slowly sort of thread them on. Again, if we do lose these in the door, I don't think we're going to get them back again, unfortunately. We're just going to tighten them up with a ratchet now, and that's all good to go, and then it's just a case of popping the door card back on as well. So we have just jumped ahead a second so I can place the door card back on. Again, we haven't done anything else in between, everything's all bolted on. We just literally pop the door card back over so it sits in that rail where the window goes, and then it's just a case of hitting all those clips back in. We'll put in our remaining screws that came out of the sort of lower handle area, pop in the cover, pop in the screw for the top one as well. Obviously we popped our window controls, slotted them in, and then we put our sort of bump stop one in as well, and the handle cover, which we almost forgot, and then it's all good to go, really. Simple as that. Put the window up, check the window, goes up and down nicely, and that is done for the moment. So just here you can see we've got a pop-up hood failure, pop-up hood malfunction as well due to a front impact. So we're going to see if we can remove that with an OBD scanner as well, but it doesn't seem to go out. That light keeps coming back. Hi guys, so one thing we did manage to do, which you've just seen, is we managed to remove that error fault for the pop-up hood malfunction. So we managed to plug into an OBD reader, a scanner that we managed to get a hold of. We managed to go into the previous historic codes that showed front impact detected. I did think maybe we weren't going to get away with that, and were going to have to replace the bonnet strut actuators, but it is just the front impact was detected, and as soon as you clear those codes down, it stayed off, and now we've got no more fault codes. So nice and perfect. We don't have any error messages there, so that is perfect. Obviously we finished with our fitting our front badge and fitting our new wing mirror, door mirror as well. There is a few more little bits and pieces we need to do, but you've got to keep following to find out what those are. But we will have the parts for that soon, and then we'll be able to get the car closer to completion, ready for when it's finished. But once again, if you have liked watching, please give it a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you next time.